Right now, we're in the heart of the Cully neighborhood in Portland, Oregon, and that's where Verde is located and where we've been doing our work for the past decade and a half. We work at the intersection of environmental justice, economic justice, and racial justice. And the reason why we do that is because neighborhoods like Cully are environmental justice neighborhoods, which is disproportionately dotted with trash heaps and car scrap yards and other sort of industrial uses. There's also a serious lack of green space and parks. So when we talk about building environmental wealth, we're not just talking about the green assets themselves, such as parks, paved streets, tree plantings, bioswales. We're also talking about building the political power of community members to develop the political analysis and the tools to be able to advocate for long-standing policy changes that really impact the way that they live their lives. There is a pervasive narrative of Portland being a green and sustainable city where everyone rides bikes and goes to the farmer's market and composts, and there's this idea of this green utopia, but that is contradictory to the realities of the lived experiences of so many Portlanders. We've always been an extremely divided city. We have a lot of racial disparities here. Rapid gentrification and displacement has disproportionately impacted the Black community members here and all other communities of color. That's the work that we've tasked ourselves with doing, is saying, no, all these sort of green investments that are happening are making other people wealthy, wider, wealthier communities is where we're seeing those investments. We can do that ourselves in a different way, like Cully Park, for example, which we turned a 25-acre former quarry and then turned into a landfill. We did the advocacy, we did the work for fundraising, and then we actually built the park itself, creating jobs. That longevity of that vision of creating environmental wealth, a park, took so many years and so many hands, but the vision came from within our communities, and we acted upon that. Our approach has continued to be that we want to build these environmental assets, not for future residents, but we want to build it with current residents who are Cully community members for the benefit of Cully community members, as to not perpetuate this green divide that we see, which is wealthier, wider communities being able to essentially have these green enclaves in which they will be protected from the devastating impacts of a very uncertain future. We do not want that. We want to be in control and understand how to harness these resources and to ensure that this can be a driver for sustainability and for environmental wealth, and not just for gentrification, displacement, and the perpetuation of a green gap, or as we can say, a green divide.